Hey guys! So as you know, I love to film makeup tutorials, but doing your makeup in front of a webcam is crazy hard. And I come to find out that it's also crazy hard to film tutorials. So until I get things figured out, I'm trying some different things. I'm talking to you guys in a mirror, the mirror I usually do my makeup in, and you can probably see my MacBook. So I am still filming with a webcam, but I'm not doing my makeup in the webcam. So you probably won't see this, but we'll just see how it turns out. So here goes. Alrighty, so I don't have anything on my face but moisturizer. So I always like to start with a eyeshadow primer. And this one is from Ulta Beauty. It's a tinted eye primer in champagne, and it's almost gone. So I'm just trying to get the last of this used up. Younique just reformulated their eye primer. The old formulation unfortunately didn't work for my skin, so I'm really wanting to try the new reformulation. But I'm trying to use up what I have because, waste not, want not. But this gives a really nice shimmer base, which is awesome because we are going to be doing a shimmery look today. So just gently pat it on the eye area. I like to pat it all around. Alrighty. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start with our Moodstruck Addiction Palette 5. I absolutely love these colors. These are like wild. I call it the unicorn palette. So I'm going to take our crease brush. Absolutely love the crease brush. It is February right now, and the crease brush comes in our kudos. So yeah, I will have 2 crease brushes. I have a feeling I'll be gifting one to my mom. So I'm just going to slowly draft out a wing here. Just dip it in lightly, and then just kind of start drawing. You can probably see it better on this eye. Just do a little line from here to here, and then connect it, and go ahead and fill in your crease. And one thing I recommend when you do wings and things, use small, short strokes instead of just doing like one big line as far as like when you're learning, because that makes it easier to go back and forth and even your eyes out a little bit if you just kind of work slowly. Make sure you really go back and forth, kind of like what you do to one side, you do to the other, so that way you can keep things even and you can make small adjustments as you go. So that's really helpful when you first start out. Alrighty. So we are almost done. As you can see, I still take plenty of time with my wings no matter how long it's been because I really like them even. And I can't actually draw. People assume that I can draw because I can do makeup and things, but it's like, no, you guys have no idea how long these lines take me. Alrighty, so our wings are looking pretty even. So I'm going to go ahead then and pick up Addiction Palette 3. And I see why they call them addiction palettes because I have all of them. So that's obviously an addiction. I'm going to dip my brush into the color Cheeky. It is a beautiful shimmering deep purple. I mean, it's kind of like an amethyst. And I'm going to go ahead and just smudge that underneath. Love that shade. I like to use the crease brush to do some smudging. It really works well for underneath. Alrighty. As you can see, a lot of back and forth, a lot of evening these out. Then I'm going to go ahead and dip it into the shade Flippant. I really like that shade. It's just a nice light, like pearly purple. I call it a pearl because it's not quite a glitter. It's just got a nice little shimmer to it. So I'm going to pick up our Deluxe brush. Love the Deluxe brush. I'm just going to brush Flippant right over the lid, using it to kind of blend our crease color into the rest of our look, blending out any harsh edges. cool thing is our brushes feel so nice on your skin. They just have that nice light feeling. I absolutely love them. I've used brushes before that have like harder bristles, and I had one brush I had to throw away, and I can't remember what company it was from. This was quite a while back, but yeah, when I started using our brushes, I'm like, oh, thank goodness they're soft. Alrighty, there we go. So I also keep just a little piece of toilet paper, paper towel, something Kleenex right next to me, so I can go ahead and wipe off the brushes if I'm switching colors. So I'm going to wipe off the deluxe brush, and I'm going to go ahead and dip it into Smitten, and then I'm going to apply it right above the crease just to kind of blend out any harsh edges and kind of highlight under the brow bone. So dip into Smitten here. Yeah, this is a really fun palette. I find myself using palettes 3 and 5 probably the most. Purple is my very favorite color, and 3 and 5 have a lot of purples in them. And plus 5 has reds, and I really like to do reds. Alrighty, so moving on to the eyeliner portion. Our Splurge Cream eyeshadows. I personally like them even better than Younique's eyeliner. I mean, I like them better than pretty much any eyeliner I've tried ever. And I'm a big eyeliner fan. I always have been. So I'm going to go ahead and let me find it here. I'm going to clean off our crease brush again. I'm going to dip it into our Splurge Cream eyeshadow in Majestic. And I'm going to smudge a fairly thick line along my upper lash line. Oh, Majestic is so pretty. It's a royal purple. And like you can see the shimmers in it. There's blues and everything. I mean, it's a really fun one. And I'm going to pick it up at the corner to kind of blend it into the other wing. And the nice thing is these are really buildable. You don't have to have like a full-on purple. You can just go ahead and do it nice and light, or you can keep going till it's a super bright and vibrant purple. And these, I call them bulletproof, not waterproof, bulletproof, because they do not budge. I absolutely love these. No matter what I've worn, I'm a person that always has to have a primer. That's just the unfortunate condition of my skin, no matter what I've done. And with these, I have actually gotten away with not wearing a primer and having eyeliner that lasted all day. So eyeliner is my big deal. If I'm ever getting up like really early and going somewhere, it's like I have to have time for eyeliner. I don't always do all of this, but eyeliner, it's a must. Alrighty, so we're just going back and forth, getting those lines nice and thick, blending, making sure that they blend into our other wing and other colors really well, taking our time with the blending. That's the biggest thing when you're new to makeup or trying new looks and new styles. You have to be really, really patient with yourself. So we're also going to dip in and go a little bit underneath over our other shade. These layer really, 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 really beautifully. There we go. Sorry, making sure my computer doesn't go to sleep on me. And it is my hope to play around with my camera and my tripod and actually have my camera filming. So hopefully I will work on that. But first I have to watch YouTube tutorials on how to film YouTube tutorials. Alrighty, so we've got that done, and I absolutely love how you can really see the difference. It's so neat how it completely transformed the color we have on bottom and the multi-tones of purple. It just gives it a beautiful depth. So now we are going to take our Splurge Cream eyeshadow in Rapturous, which is a deep plum, and it is matte. So yeah, this is another really nice eyeliner. I'm really hung up on Rapturous and Unapologetic, which is like a reddish color, and I absolutely love red on green eyes. So the brush I'm using right now is from Makeup Forever. We do have a liner shader brush, but I actually find I like to use it for my brows instead. I do much better with, like, I call it a calligraphy brush, a real thin point. So I just go ahead and I dip the tip in there, and I always twirl it to keep the point of the brush really, really fine because, like I said, I don't do art. My hands aren't that steady. It's just a bunch of little tiny lines coming together to make one that actually doesn't look like I scribbled all over my face. So we're going to do a real thin line inside of the thick one that we did using Majestic. So alrighty, we're going to do a thin line of Rapturous here. And I always like to start on the outer corners and work in. For my eye shape, I like a thicker wing, a thicker line on the outer corner, and it gets thinner going in because it kind of draws my eyes a little bit further apart. It creates that effect. Yeah, as you can see, I've like dug into this like crazy. Definitely one I use a lot. And I think one of the most amazing things about the splurges is, some people like freak out because of the price, and I completely understand. We all work hard for our money. But the cool thing is they will last for over a year. I mean, you guys see how I put on eyeliner, and I mean, I've barely made a dent in them. I have had Majestic, which is our matte, Magnificent, which is our matte black. I've had that one for almost a year now, and I still probably have a third of it left. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive. So they are $26 a piece, but when you figure that they last at the very least a full year, and you don't ever have to reapply because they stay on all day long, that's actually really good. That averages out to like $2 a month. So $2 a month for Stay Put eyeliner, it's pretty worth it. Alrighty, there we go. We have that blended in. Now this is a weird little trick. I like to line under here and inside my lower lid. So what I do is I saturate the brush, and you have to be really, really careful with this. I mean, if you don't want to try it, completely understand. I close my eye around the brush and gently take it back and forth. So yeah, you want to be really, really careful to use a good brush, and really careful that you use a very light hand when you do this. Alrighty, so as you can see the effect, it really deepens and darkens. And then I just go back through and kind of perfect it a little bit. Make sure the top is nice and blended, make sure things are even. Alrighty, so we're going to make sure they're closed really, really tightly. That's the secret to making them last. And then we're going to move on to brows. I have used our matte splurges to do my brows, but today I think I'm going to go ahead and use a powder. So I just use a black powder for myself. I'm going to use the color Irate in palette 3. And we do have like brow obsession palettes, but I have to be honest, I don't have a brow obsession. They're just okay. So I dipped our liner shader brush into there, and I'm just going to gently darken my brows and just use light feathering strokes. I have never had an eyebrow wax in my life. I've always wanted one just to see what it's like, but I haven't done that yet. So one of these days, who knows, I might get crazy into eyebrows. But for now, that's the most we're going to do with our eyebrows. Alrighty, so next we're going to use a highlighter, and I'm going to have to disappear off camera for a sec because I left my brushes over here. Alrighty, sorry about that. Now I can be a little messy when I do my makeup, so I just take a big fluffy brush and kind of brush away any powder that I've gotten all over myself. And make sure your hands are clean before you apply highlighter. But right now I have our Touch a la Mode Luminizer, and I like the shade Iridescent. This comes in 5 different shades and 3 different formulas. So we have cream, we have a cream to powder stick and a powder compact. And this is the lightest shade, so it's like a pale white cream. It is absolutely lovely. So we're going to go ahead and just put a tiny bit of it on the finger, and then just gently dot it up on the top of our cheekbones, right under our eyes. And I like to take mine up and around and just blend it out with your finger. The warmth of your fingers combined with the warmth of your skin just really melts it in. And I currently don't have any of the powders on me, but I'm really wanting to play with the powders. I love layering luminizer. I watched videos where someone used like 3 different luminizers, and it just gave a beautiful effect. You could see each one changing, kind of like we did with the eyeliner on bottom. So yeah, I'm really experimenting with that, but this has just kind of been a recent thing that I've gotten into this. So we're just going to go basic for today till I figure it out. Don't want to show you guys till I can actually show myself. I'm just going to use a little bit more. With makeup, it's best to go slowly and build. That way you can, you don't want to do too much at once. You can always add more, but it's a lot tougher to take off. So using that philosophy, I'm just going to add a tiny bit more. I like to go up and highlight slightly over my brow and kind of highlight in a C around my eye, making sure those cheekbones are highlighted and making sure everything is blended really, really nice. There we go. I can't believe how full this tube still is, too. I mean, I think I use it quicker than toothpaste. And then I'm going to use our Touch Behold setting powder. I'm going to take my finger and just dot a teeny bit underneath my eyes just for extra insurance, as I'll call it. And then I like to put a little bit on my forehead. Our setting powder, it's translucent, so it's not like a foundation, but it just kind of blurs any imperfections that you might have. And it just kind of keeps your skin nice and matte looking. So if you struggle with a shiny complexion, if that's not what you're looking for, this really, 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 really helps with mattifying it. And my skin is really sensitive, and I've been able to use it flawlessly, so I absolutely love it. So alrighty, one more time, I turn around here, and I'm going to finish up with our mascara, our Epic mascara. I absolutely adore this mascara. This is like my 2nd or 3rd tube, and my mom's on hers like 2nd or 3rd tube as well, and I've got more coming in the mail today. So it is wonderful. You're gonna have to excuse me because I make a super goofy face when I put on mascara. Now, one thing I like to do that's kind of odd, I like to kind of blink my eyelashes through the wand, and it feels super, super weird, but it really helps to keep the mascara really smooth, and it really lengthens them because mascara dries, and as it dries, like the lashes will hold their form. That's kind of how it curls. So you want to apply it with like a nice upward motion to really encourage them to curl. So yeah, I just kind of blink my lashes through the wand, twirl the wand a little bit, just twirl it through them and just blink those lashes. And mascara is another thing that's awesome because it's really buildable. You can decide to just leave it at one coat and, I have a really nice look to my lashes, or you can kind of be a little bit extra with it. And today I am doing some errands, so I'm going to be a little extra with my mascara. I want to have a little fun here, so. There we go. You can really see a difference on the 2nd coat. Yeah, my left eye is like, wow. Hope you guys can tell on camera the difference. Looks pretty awesome. And also, I've never had a mascara that dried quicker than this. I discovered that when I sneezed, and my whole face wasn't black. I'm like, oh, hey. So yeah, this mascara dries really, really quick. I'm like, oh. Still in plenty of time to go back and forth and add another coat, but you don't have to hold your sneeze for like an hour. Alrighty, I'm just going to coat these bottom lashes. And there you guys have it. So I hope to improve upon my setup in the future, and I hope you can actually see this. If I do decide to put this up, I'm gonna want you guys to let me know if you have any tips for doing tutorials, if how visibility was, things like that, because I just definitely need some input because I'm totally not new to makeup, but I'm new to filming it. So thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful rest of your day.